Jean-Yves Thériault. He hails from Ottawa, Canada, as he steps into the ring after a 4-year absence at Verdun Arena as they get ready. It's Jean-Yves Thériault against Leo Snoo. The definition of a legend is a popular myth of recent origin. Canadian followers of the sport of kickboxing will attest to the fact that legendary world champion Jean-Yves Thériault is very popular, but he most definitely is no myth. The ice-cold stare of Thériault has earned him the nickname Iceman. And prior to each of his battles, opponents are warned to beware, for the Iceman cometh.
There's a hard right hand. Marvez is hurt. He's going down.
And he's fighting as though his whole future depends on it. The left right, and down he goes.
There's a time where there's a big change. My state of mind becomes I become very focused and maybe even deadly in my approach.
And he is, I would think probably, oh, look at that kick to the hip of Larry Poor, and he is down right below us.
Terrific left hand, very short, lots of power. Another right hand. Right hand across the nose. Great uppercut. Another uppercut. Thurman is out.
The Iceman is not very nice. It's, very arrogant, very methodical, and not sociable at all.
Unlike Eugene O'Neill's character, this Iceman wrecks opponents, not homes. His record of 66 wins, 58 by knockout, is unsurpassed in the sport. But after nearly 20 years in professional kickboxing, the Iceman may be showing some signs of defrosting.
My speed might be a little slower, a little bit more time to recuperate from my workouts, my real hard work. I take a little bit more time in between fights. Susceptible to injury, I suppose.
Injuries caught up with Thériault last summer when he defended his ISKA and PKC titles in Paris, France versus Rob Kaman of Holland. His injured back forced him to abandon after 5 rounds. But with Kaman over the weight limit, Thériault's ISKA title was left vacant, while the PKC did not recognize Kaman's victory. A stablemate of Rob Kaman, 30-year-old Leo Snoo, has his sights set on turning up the heat on the Iceman and finishing the job that his friend had started. This Flying Dutchman is less than impressed with the Canadian legend.
I fight many guys, and I fight Luc Verheij, Ernesto Hoost, Peter Smith. They don't knock me out. I train with Rob Kaman. He's the best fighter in the world. He fights every rule. And I think they're better than Thériault.
Snoo's kickboxing background is patterned after a style practiced in Thailand, where kicking below the waist is allowed, along with the use of elbows and knees. Snoo definitely has his preference.
And for me, it's better with elbows and with knees, but he don't want to fight with elbows or knees. So I have to fight ISKA rules.
In Leo Snoo's only fight under ISKA rules, he defeated Conrad Pla and looked impressive in doing so. But ISKA rules are not. Snoo is anxious to grab the notoriety that a defeat of Thériault can bring. But the Iceman is looking forward to putting the big chill on Snoo.
He's young, he's hungry, he's in great shape, and doesn't want to miss his chance, so I prepared for that.
I don't like to lose. Nobody likes to lose. I want to win.
I don't care the way it comes. I mean, I'm going to win, and that's all that counts.
Year-old Leo Snoo of Amsterdam in the Netherlands has got to be thinking about winning after coming off a loss in his last fight. His fellow countryman Rob Kaman had good success against Thériault last June. But the big question here, as Snoo comes in with 20 knockouts in 25 wins, is can he adapt to the more stringent ISKA rules for tonight's fight against the Iceman? At nearly 38 years of age, the Iceman may be getting a little nervous as Jean-Yves Thériault prepares to appear before his loyal fans here in Montreal for the first time in 4 years. He's also coming off a loss to Rob Kaman, mostly due to a bad back. The first loss since Blinky Rodriguez stopped the champion in Lake Tahoe in May of 1979. For Jean-Yves Thériault, he's got a lot to prove tonight. This has got to be an awesome moment for Jean-Yves Thériault. It's been 4 years since he fought in this arena. It's also going to be mind-boggling for his opponent. Jean-Yves, Cynthia, truly has to be getting a lift from his home fans here tonight.
Oh, I think so. He's just so excited. You can see on his face, and he's ready to fight.
38 years of age, Jean-Yves, he never gets any more pumped up than we've seen him right now. And he is ready to go. Well, again, it's an international fair. It's a Canadian against a man from the Netherlands. Let's go upstairs once again to Jean-Yves Thériault.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our main event this evening. Et maintenant, mesdames et messieurs, la grande finale de cette soirée. PKA Karate, the kick of the 90s, in association with Victor Thériault Productions, presents the Super Middleweight Championship of the World. PKA Karate, en collaboration avec les productions Victor Thériault, vous présente le championnat mondial des super moyens. The officials for the bout, les officiels pour the ringside physicians, les médecins, le docteur Pierre Meunier et le docteur Marc Gagné. The timekeeper, le chronométreur Omer Marchesso. The kick judges, les juges de coups de pied, Jerry Bolin et Fernand Fréchette. The judges for the bout, les juges pour le combat de Montréal from Montreal, Marcel Jaudoin. From Orlando, Florida, de Orlando en Floride, Mike McCoy. Et de Hermond, Hollande, de la Hollande, Roger Moonen. And the referee for the bout, l'arbitre pour le combat, Robert Panton. Introducing first, in the blue corner, he is from Amsterdam in the Netherlands. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall and weighed in at 171 pounds. He has a contact karate record of 25 wins, 2 losses, with 20 wins by knockout. Je vous présente dans le coin bleu. Il est de Amsterdam. Il mesure 6 pieds 1 pouce et pèse 171 livres. Sa fiche est de 25 victoires, 2 défaites. 20 victoires ont été par mise hors de combat. Il est le champion de la Hollande et aspirant numéro 2 au titre mondial. He is the champion of the Netherlands and the number 2 world contender. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, Leo de Snoo. De Snoo. And now in the red corner, he is from Ottawa, Ontario. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, and he weighed in at 172 pounds. He has a PKA record of 66 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. 58 of his wins were by way of knockout. Et maintenant dans le coin rouge, il est d'Ottawa. Il mesure 5 pieds 11 pouces et pèse 172 livres. Sa fiche est de 66 victoires, 4 défaites et 1 combat nul. 58 de ses victoires ont été par KO. Tonight, he fights to reclaim the vacant ISKA title and defends his PKC World Superweight Middle Crown. Ce soir, il veut reconquérir le titre vacant de l'ISKA et il défend son titre mondial de la PKC chez les super moyens. Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, the Iceman, Jean-Yves Thériault.
World title bout, remaining all striking and kicking techniques must be above the waist all time. 8 hard kicks per round. Have a good fight, gentlemen. Shake hands. Good luck.
Before we get started on our main event, a quick look at the tail of the tape. Experience favors Thériault, but nearing 38, it could become a factor tonight. With both staying within easy striking distance, the arm and leg reach shouldn't play a role in tonight's championship. They are set for 12 rounds. For this, one a vacant title, the other a defensive title by Jean-Yves Thériault. We'll be talking exactly how the vacant title came about as this man gets ready after a 4-year absence here in this arena to hopefully delight the hometown crowd. This man has come a long way from Amsterdam in the Netherlands to try to get a title. And he'll try to do it against one that has been called the greatest of kickboxing ever known. Jean-Yves Thériault in the black.
Looks like Snoo came out right in the beginning to throw kicks to Thériault's legs, and Snoo is staggered by the very first right hand that hit him. He is staggered.
Keep in mind, Snoo is fighting only the second fight that he has fought. As Thériault puts him down, it is a knockdown. So the first round has produced an early knockdown. Snoo is claiming he was pushed.
I couldn't tell where that last punch landed. It looked like it was on the arm, but the first Thériault right hand that landed definitely got his attention.
Back to my point again, Snoo has fought most of his career with kicks to the legs. This is only the second time he will be in the ring having to kick above the waist. A big disadvantage for Snoo right now.
Yeah, I think so, because you have that urge to pick up your leg and kick. That's probably one of his stronger points.
I don't think he really anticipated the kind of power that Thériault would be able to land with. A lot of people think they're going to do one thing or another against it, but once it hits you, it stings you.
It's a good scoring roundhouse kick from Thériault.
By talking about the stinging kicks that Snoo was demonstrating during practice all this week here in Montreal.
He's just really blasting a lot of power to the target inside, but there's one thing to blast power to the target.
Snoo kicked to Thériault's leg.
That's a reflexive move by Snoo, but it's one that he had plenty of time to change in his training. The first 3 kicks he threw out here were aimed at the leg, and I expect he may use that as a strategy. He said that he didn't think he could win by points here, so maybe he'll try to blast Thériault in the leg and take a chance on the penalties.
You saw after the warning there was a 1-point deduction for the second kick to the legs of Thériault. And down goes Snoo. Thériault has blasted.
Look at the eyes of Jean-Yves Thériault. What ice there!
Snoo having trouble even getting his mouthpiece back in. They have had a moment to open the action. You can see the referee quickly trying to get the mouthpiece and get it back in. Jean-Yves Thériault has decked Snoo, and there's the bell to end round 1, and the crowd is delirious.
A very interesting happening by the referee there. He was over in the corner signaling to the Dutch guys to give him another mouthpiece. They kept insisting they were going to clean that mouthpiece. That saved Snoo. That saved him.
So again, Thériault, who is known as a heavy hitter, what a great punch as he puts Snoo down early.
I couldn't tell where that punch landed. It landed on the arm. It certainly landed hard enough to knock him out. That one landed on top of his head.
Coming at all angles, Cynthia, is Thériault.
Now we see that uppercut, left uppercut coming in, hitting Snoo right underneath the chin.
So does Snoo. May have been saved in round number 1. Comes out in the second round of the scheduled 12-rounder, and you can visibly see he has been hurt. And now he kicks the legs out from under Jean-Yves. Of course, the sweep is allowed, but not the kicks to the leg. No, they're deducting. They say it was another kick to the leg.
Well, you're not supposed to hold a fighter's leg and sweep the other leg. You're not supposed to even hold the fighter as he's doing there. There's going to be a question as to whether or not Robert Panaton begins taking points away from Snoo for holding. Now in the leg kick fights of Thailand, when they get in close, they'll grab on to each other so they'll keep them from throwing knees against each other.
Thériault, big right hand loading up. Oh, Snoo tries to throw a kick and slips. So while we have a moment, let's talk about how the ISKA super middleweight title became vacant in the first place here for Thériault.
Thériault fought Rob Kaman in Paris last June. In that fight, he was fighting with a hurt back where he tried to grab his daughter off his bicycle. He had to throw in the towel at the end of the 5th round. Most observers feel that that fight should have been a non-title fight to start because Kaman missed the weight cutoff by 5 pounds. But the ISK vacated the title when Thériault had to throw it in. PKC did not recognize that.
So that obviously is the way that he's fighting for one of the vacant titles with less than 45 seconds to go here in round number 2.
The kicking count from the first round is 12 kicks to Thériault, 10 to Snoo.
And that's with 20 seconds of the round being taken up by them trying to put his mouthpiece in.
You saw the axe kick there by Snoo. Thériault has not been able to land until that combination. Some good punches on Snoo here in this round.
The referee, Robert Panaton, is allowing Snoo to hold, not warning him, not penalizing him. The rules are that you should only be able to hold twice in the whole fight.
Snoo quite obviously has come out here against Jean-Yves Thériault, and he's already taken a beating from one of the hardest hitters in the game, Joe Corley.
Well, he's also landing some powerful kicks after some of those clinches. If you look around Thériault's arms and ribs, you're seeing the power of the round kicks land. Thériault moved out of the way in the first round. The second round, he started absorbing them so that he could get in and land the Big Bertha.
Cynthia, that was one of the strategies by this man, was to kick to the arms, and that's what he's tried to do here against Jean-Yves Thériault.
Right, well, he's known for his strong kicks, and since he can't use them on the legs, I think, he's just going to come in, try to tire his arms out or hurt Thériault.
Jean-Yves Thériault started karate at the age of 17. Down the ripe age of 38, he's still the king of the hill. And the third round gets underway as the Iceman indeed starts to break the ice here against Snoo, who said he came here to defrost the Iceman. Oh, another solid right hand, and Snoo's down.
Snoo shouldn't have gotten up that early. He should have stayed down and taken the full advantage of the count, but his pride forced him to his feet.
A little more of a flash punch, even though it had power on it. Snoo was trying to not let the psyche of the game show.
Is a finisher. When he feels he has his man in trouble, he finishes him.
It seems that the Snoo can't keep Thériault off without using his leg kicks.
And Thériault's walking right inside of those kicks, so he can't get him off. No distance.
That was the best right hand that Snoo has been able to absorb so far.
Time left here in the third round, about 45 seconds. Again, we fight 2-minute rounds. And with the doubling the weapons that you enjoy in the boxing matches, the kicks and the punches, 2 minutes is sometime long enough.
Snoo is feeling those punches on the front of his face like a brick. That's what the Thériault punches feel like. You couldn't tell that just by looking at his arms or his back, but he just punches so hard, it's unbelievable.
There's a slip by Snoo, no knockdown this time.
His legs are beginning to be heavy to him.
Joe, what did Snoo hope to come in and accomplish what his sparring mate, and of course, Kamen could not do in that fight over in Paris as the round ends, round number 3.
I think the Snoo's game plan was to come in and throw the power kicks to the body and wear Thériault down. What he didn't plan on was catching those hard punches on the way in.
OK. C'est beau, ça. Laissez pas aller se touer. Quand il est allé se touer, force pas. Force pas, rien.
Jean-Yves Thériault enjoying again another knockdown here of Snoo.
Look at that short right hand right on the jaw. Now that would put most of Jean-Yves Thériault's opponents to sleep. Look at Snoo. He doesn't hit the floor. He jumps up immediately.
Snoo's in for a fight tonight. As you take a look at the replay of down he goes.
Go, seconds out.
Snoo, after going down twice, this was called a slip near the end of the round, and you can see he got his feet tangled up and just almost did the splits. No knockdown in that case as we're heading for round 4.
Could be that Snoo is slipping because he's tiring out also.
2 titles at stake as they're scheduled for 12 rounds, but the way Thériault is going, it definitely doesn't look like it'll advance to that stage. The vacant ISK super middleweight title and the PKC championship currently held by Thériault. The champion in the black gi, the challenger for Amsterdam in the red.
You notice Thériault about 1 time out of 4 lets the kick come by him. The rest of the time he takes it on the arm, and not good strategy for Thériault.
Minute 15 to go in this round number 4.
Another leg kick from Snoo to Thériault.
He's lost 3 points so far for breaking the rules. Some of it is reflexive, some of it is planned.
Front kick by Thériault right on the chin of Snoo. Thériault hand combination quickly off the ropes.
I tell you, this Leo Snoo is a player. There's no sissy in this man.
Well, you know, Snoo was the first Westerner to win by knockout a Thai champion over in Thailand.
The rules there are so much different, Sam, than what we're used to. They hit each other in the face with knees and elbows. They do headbutts. So he is one tough champion.
Oh, nice side kick from Thériault. In the last round, we had 21 kicks from Thériault and 23 from Snoo.
Thériault's in his finisher mode.
You can see how Snoo is trying to crowd in top on Thériault. Thériault, known how he mixes it up with his fist and his kicks, is very comfortable in there.
Left round kick into the groin then by Snoo. That's his 4th penalty point.
As the bell sounds to end round 4. And Snoo really having trouble with this no leg kick rule that he's having to fight against Thériault with tonight.
Half adem. Luister even, je moet minder weglopen en hem zelf opvangen met rechts direct en links de hoek en dan.
Again, Joe, leg kicks, and you can see Snoo, everything has to be above the waist.
That wasn't close. Used to doing that, but he's had plenty of time, over 2 months, 3 months to prepare for this.
Point deduction, and Cynthia, he's clearly out of rhythm with this.
Right, there comes another deduction for that left roundhouse kick.
So is Jean-Yves Thériault, the Iceman, who is from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, fighting here, the outskirts of Montreal, arena that he really calls home.
Leo Snoo's eyes look like he might be getting a second win.
Joe, how about the scoring with all of the knockdowns and the point deduction? It's a big lead for Thériault.
Stop.
Another kick to the leg.
Have a 1 point fall again. Low kick. Let's go. 1 more point. Let's go.
Another point. That's 5 he's lost so far.
How long does this go before a possible disqualification on that, Joe?
That's a referee discretion when he thinks that the guy may be using that as a malicious way to end the fight. He can actually call it by disqualification. Another point foul. Now he's finally started to penalize Snoo for holding.
again by Snoo. Backs up Thériault as he was right in on top of him. You can hear those round kicks just really stinging on Thériault.
That's where he does not need to be. Thériault does not need to be in that range. He needs to let those kicks come by him. When Rick Rufus fought Rob Kamen over in Paris last December, he made the same mistake for a few rounds and then figured it out.
A push, no knockdown. Just under a minute to go here in this round 5.
A rematch between Thériault and Rob Kamen, a rematch between Rick Rufus and Rob Kamen, a match between Rick Rufus and Leo Snoo, a match between Rick Rufus and Jean-Yves Thériault. All good possible matchup.
Sound like you got a basket full of fun there, Joe.
Snoo is getting his confidence a little better now against Thériault. He's not so worried about getting knocked out like he was early on. He thinks now he can withstand the punishment.
Snoo again with the point deductions. Couple of knockdowns here in the match. Thériault in control as the bell sounds to end round 5, and we head for the champion's corner. Snoo has had trouble, of course, with the point deductions and also the 2 knockdowns, but his best punch of the whole fight here, Joe.
That was good timing on Snoo with his right hand. Thériault was off balance. I don't believe that one hurt Thériault very much, but Snoo is finding his distance. Yeah, you can see it being deflected partially by the glove. Snoo is finding his distance with his hands now.
Good look at Snoo as he is really having trouble on that stool. He gets ready to enter round number 6. The young man from Amsterdam has come a long way to meet the Iceman. And there's the bell as we're underway in the 6th round. Cynthia, as far as kicks are concerned, pretty much status quo by these 2 kickers.
Yeah, from the last round we have Thériault 7 kicks and 9 for Snoo. So far an accumulation of 41 Thériault, 57 Snoo.
With 7 kicks, that's 1 under the limit. We did not see, of course, the referee going to the corner to indicate that. There may have been a discrepancy on our card count here.
Wouldn't necessarily do that. That would just come off the judge's scores. The scorekeeper, center scorekeeper, does that when the cards come around.
Snoo, you can plainly tell that something's been kind of taken out of him. How about his stamina as he fights on here with the Iceman?
Yeah, it looks like he's tiring out a bit. Oh, that was a pretty good front kick to the throat of Snoo.
Now, there's no reason for Thériault to stand in and take those punches to his arms and elbows. Rick Rufus said when he came back from his fight with Kamen, he could really feel it in the arms from doing that. Next time, he said that won't happen.
Joe, you could almost see Thériault kind of being a little more selective. He's kind of waiting for the punch or kick that he's trying to throw.
He is waiting. He's probably staying in a little bit too close. He should force Kamen, or I should say Snoo, to close the distance on him. And you do that by moving back out of the way of the man's kicks.
Thériault, not only an outstanding kickboxing champion, he's a marvelous athlete. As a matter of fact, he loves to bungee jump. He rides motorcycles, plays tennis, plays golf, parachutes, racquetball, biking, softball, football, you name it. If it's athletic, it is Thériault.
Robert Panaton just let Snoo hold for about 10 seconds on that last exchange. He took a point away earlier. The rules basically say that once you start taking points away every time you hold after that, you should be subtracting points.
And we reach the halfway mark of the scheduled 12-rounder as the bell ends round number 6. And a tired challenger heads for his corner.
Snoo has gotten a second win. He's got a huge heart over there, and he's got great corner people there. Jan Plas, the man who introduced kickboxing into Europe some years ago. That's Jan Plas facing us. And you see waving the towel in front of him, you see Andre Menard, another great kickboxing champion from Europe.
Over in the champions corner, they've had their way there tonight. One of the things, Joe, about Thériault's corner, they always seem to be very businesslike over there. He's got some good people with him.
Very good business people. Guy Millette, they've been to the office here a number of times. Marc Bruneau, they're very, very well experienced.
Jean-Yves Thériault comes out to open round 7 with a nice combination. A kick followed by a straight right hand.
Stop. Let's go. Right.
Smart move then by Leo Deschenaux, pushing down on Thériault's back. She knew his back was hurt before.
The score continues to mount in favor of the defending champion in 1, and of course trying to regain the title. That's by having to throw in the towel in his last fight, Jean-Yves Thériault.
Well, Deschenaux is used to 5 rounds at 3-minute bouts, but he's younger and he should be able to take more.
38 years of age, the oldest champion is Jean-Yves Thériault in kickboxing.
The incident with the mouthpiece in that first round may go down as one of the things that has Leo Deschenaux this long into the fight, but he's definitely gaining confidence.
That definitely was a 20 to 25 second bailout, that's for sure. Credit Deschenaux for one thing. He had all the problems with the leg kicks, the point deductions. He now has got himself in a man plan to keep the kicks above the waist.
He's a good sportsman. It's possible that when he was hurt and dazed before, he went back to his reflex and started with the low kicks. And of course, we use the low kicks in self-defense. In this country, we like to keep them above the belt because we feel it's more humane. Fighter's career lasts longer.
Stop. Keep your heads up, guys. Let's go. Right.
A little less than a half a minute to go in round number 7.
No, stop.
Deschenaux, I think, was hurt by a kick by Jean-Yves Thériault and then kind of slipped.
Yeah, he threw a kick of his own, low I should add, on just below Thériault's belt line, and when he stepped back, the water on his foot caused him to slip.
These fighters protected only by the foot and shin pads, a protective cup, and the gloves, and that's it. As Thériault again, another solid 7th round. Well, you're enjoying PK Karate Mania 5. It is World Kickboxing Championships. And tonight, this fine capacity crowd at Verdun Arena in the outskirts of Montreal have been treated as the hometown favorite Jean-Yves Thériault battles a young man from Amsterdam in Leo Deschenaux. And so far, it's been all Thériault as he tries to keep pace with Rick Rufus, who enjoyed a 5th round knockout earlier, as they aim for their showdown later in 1993.
We hear Jan Plas there piping energy into Leo Deschenaux, and Leo Deschenaux is having to dig deep now.
You can almost hear him say, yeah, it's easy for you to say. Comes out with those round kicks. You can hear him snapping off the side of Thériault.
Again, Thériault is down 1 kick, and he has 1 round to make it up.
Joe, is there a danger, a problem there with him, with Thériault having a problem with the kicks in a couple of rounds so far?
No, I don't think the things that we overlooked here is that in one of the rounds where he had the problem, there was a knockdown, and each time there's a knockdown, you subtract one of the kick requirements because there's time elapsing during that time when you obviously can't kick.
Exactly.
One fall again.
Another point deduction. My calculations are 7 now, Joe.
7, 6 for kicking low and 1 for holding. Probably should have been another 7 for holding.
Deschenaux trying to resort to all kinds of tactics against Jean-Yves, the Iceman here in Montreal.
Deschenaux continues to throw the jab in, and Thériault continues to tilt to the right. Deschenaux hasn't picked that up yet. Most of your trainers would tell you to throw the jab where you know the head's going to go. That's what Thériault should be doing when those kicks come at him.
45 seconds left to go here in round number 8. Joe, there's been a lot of conversation by Jean-Yves Thériault himself. Maybe his last fight here in Montreal. Slip by Deschenaux.
That was a slip, exactly, back in the corner. Well, the promotion company felt that Thériault's fight would best go in Las Vegas, but he insisted on coming back to Montreal because this town has been so supportive of him. He wanted to at least have one more fight before he ended his career. Great uppercut then by Snoo. Those body kicks by Snoo are taking a toll on Thériault's movement. And he's got 5 more rounds to contend with it.
Bell sounds to end round number 8 of the scheduled 12-rounder, and you can see Snoo as he slumps to the rope and now to his stool.
Soms dan draai je onwijs goed en dan stop je. Ja, ben ik moe. Je moet toch wel blijven doen, hij is net zo moe als jou.
Well, one of the things about the pressure by Jean-Yves Thériault is, and Snoo has felt it all night long, is, again, they called it a slip, but he really took some punishment here.
Well, he's moving backwards. Thériault nails him a couple of times relatively hard, primarily with the body front kick was the hardest shot that landed then.
This was the slip that came a little later, Cynthia. And indeed, you can see the back foot going right out from under him there.
And it could be because after he followed up, he took that punch from Thériault.
Thériault, you can see already off the stool. He's ready for round 9. Snoo took the full advantage of the 1-minute rest period, and he's up and catches a round kick to the head. Quickly up comes Snoo, but that was a powerful kick from Thériault. This was the 4th time that Snoo has been down in this bout tonight.
This Snoo must have brought Rob Kaman's jaw with him to the fight.
Wow. That was a devastating kick by the Iceman into Snoo. Went down like a rock, but jumped up like a spring.
Rick Rufus last year kicked Rob Kaman in the head with the same kind of left round kick. He dropped down, and just like Snoo was up immediately. That's not smart. You should take the time down. The referee is almost embarrassed to take away more points even when these kicks are still landing down on the hip, like that one.
There was another one. Borderline at best.
Go. You have to give him a late Christmas present to call that borderline.
In the last round, we have 12 kicks Thériault, 9 to Snoo.
Snoo starting to slowly but surely slow down a little bit on his kick count. Early on, he was getting into the teens, and now slowly starting to forward.
I'm surprised Thériault hasn't used his left jab more. He's got such a powerful left jab. It's a rangefinder, would stop a lot of those power kicks that Snoo is throwing.
Time left, 20 seconds to go in round number 9. And the man that not only has been called one of the world's best in kickboxing, Jean-Yves Thériault, is delighting this crowd in Montreal. The athlete of the decade in the 80s. Maybe on the verge of retaining his PKC championship and grasping again the vacant ISK super middleweight title again.
John, you don't get hit too often, that's wrong. No, t'as trouvé quelque chose de bon.
Early on, Jean-Yves Thériault, again that pressure in round number 9.
One of the great things about this round kick is it comes off just as fast as a boxer would have thrown his left jab.
Look at that kick.
Look at the heart of this man. He should have stayed down, taken the full 8 count. Look at his eyes. Eyes aren't clear yet, but his brain says, I want to keep going. What a heart.
A heart indeed of Leo de Snoo from the Amsterdam in the Netherlands. Jean-Yves Thériault in the black gi. Defending one of his titles, trying to regain the other. De Snoo again back fighting here in the 10th. By the way, a couple of very interesting people watching on ringside. Don the Dragon Wilson, along with Jeff Smith, 2 former champions, are of course doing the pay-per-view across Canada, and they know exactly what it has felt to be the world champ inside the ring.
That front kick to the body was felt by Snoo. He's thrown 4 low kicks this round. Referee hasn't done anything yet. I think he's embarrassed, as I said earlier, to take points, any more points away. He's taken away 7 thus far.
Cynthia, one thing about Thériault, he continues to look like he's very focused in what he wants to do in this fight.
Oh, he knows, and if you notice that stare, the Iceman, actually he was given that title from one of his partners, Rodney Batiste, in his first fight, because he said when he fights, he just has this cold, emotionless stare.
There's another leg kick, and that one was right on the knee. And across the way, the Thériault camp is really enraged.
That could have caught part of the groin area as it skimmed by there. It was high on the leg. Very uncomfortable feeling.
Early a limp on the right leg there by Jean-Yves. You kind of get a feeling here in the 10th round. He said, enough's enough. I'd like to get this one over with.
The referee just watched him hold for 5 seconds then.
Just a little over half a minute to go in round 10. And the crowd now behind the Iceman.
Another low kick.
Oh, my. And now, Joe, you start to get the feeling that Snoo is definitely trying to take advantage of that now. May have been accidental early on, but now he's trying to take advantage of that.
There's no question.
And you see the referee over there talking about that right now.
One more low kick will be disqualification.
That's
one more
it.
Low kick.
There it comes.
Okay,
one more and this fight is over.
Thériault doesn't want that. He wants this guy back to na-na land.
I tell you what, if he didn't put him away with that round kick that he hit him with early on, not much is going to put away to Snoo tonight. As the bell sounds to end round 10. To a cascade of boos here in Montreal.
Zo krijg je straks zo stapt hij er straks zo uit, hoor. Hoor je me? Ja? Net helemaal verloren.
Again to Snoo, continuing to have problems with the low kicks throughout the early parts of the round. Even got penalized a point for holding it again, Joe, in this last round.
There was a low kick. Referee didn't say anything about that one. That one he did say something about. I think the pain there was really more in the groin area than it was in the leg.
Zethi, we take another angle look at that.
Right, you can see as that right leg comes in and hits right into the center of the leg.
You can see the limping by Jean-Yves into the corner there.
Referee had to call that one.
One more point deduction and the fight is over as we are ready to enter the 11th round. This Snoo has come a long way to try to grasp the title, but he's got his problems all night here tonight in Montreal.
We noticed that the PKC commissioner at ringside, Mr. Glenn Keeney, and Paul Renault, the ISKA rep at ringside, conferred and determined that one more foul, fight's over.
Accumulated kicks from the last rounds, 98 Thériault, 105 to Snoo.
Joe, we're not anticipating that Snoo may throw one more low kick, but how often does a disqualification happen? And there it is. This fight's over.
He was given plenty of warning.
Yes. More than enough. Jean-Yves Thériault would finish this on a little different note. But nonetheless, he weathered the storm of the man from the Netherlands, recapturing one title and defending the other.
Well, Leo Snoo fights by all leg kick rules. Normally, it is built into his reflex machine, but you can see the thought process over there. I had him down by 20 points. How is he going to win? But by throwing one more low kick, if he knows he's going to lose, I don't understand the logic.
Joe, one quick comment here quickly about the projected fight now between Jean-Yves Thériault and also Rick Rufus. Certainly tonight's performance would not detect from that.
Well, you can see that Jean-Yves Thériault still has whatever it is that they thought made up the Iceman. There's no question about it. My particular feeling is the fight would have been over probably in the first or second round without the mouthpiece fiasco over in the corner. Snoo couldn't have finished there. I think Rick Rufus and Thériault makes a great fight. Anybody that thought the Iceman is gone is out to lunch.
Well, a good look at Yves Thériault. And Cynthia, this is a man that has done so much. He's involved in the anti-drug programs throughout the great country of Canada, does so much for his home city of Ottawa. And now, of course, his adopted hometown here of Montreal. He's come and he's conquered again here tonight, as only the Iceman can do.
Right, and he's a great role model for children. He's someone to look up to in karate, a definite positive plus for the sport of kickboxing.
Is he a little frustrated, though? I mean, that was a solid, powerful round kick that Snoo recovered from. Is he a little frustrated he couldn't get this guy out of there?
Yeah, it could be, and I think it could be a little frustrating, too, for him to have him disqualified from leg kicks. I think he just would have liked to have knocked him out.
Well, again, you see the exchange of sportsmanship here. Snoo had 11 points deducted, and the end came here in the 11th round. Let's watch again, Cynthia. This is one that brought the warning for one more, and it'd be all over. Right there.
There it is.
And you can see that Thériault was hurt again, and quickly the referee steps in and says, that's it. You were given the warning. The fight is over. There wasn't a lot of suspense that this kick was going to go low.
Right.
None at all. So a disappointing ending for Snoo, I know. A happy ending for Thériault. He moves his record now to 67-4-1 and does get a TKO in this fight tonight with 59 knockouts in his career and heads for a possible showdown now with Rick Rufus. Well, we're ready for the official time of tonight's ending of the championship fight. Our ring announcer, job well done. Here's Jean-Yves Thériault.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by disqualification at 38 seconds of the 11th round, le vainqueur par disqualification à 38 secondes du 11e round, Jean-Yves Thériault.
Well, the belt that once was in limbo, a vacant belt, handed back to the Iceman, Jean-Yves Thériault. Cynthia, as you take a look, Jean-Yves Thériault wins by a TKO in the 11th. Rick Rufus, a big 5th round knockout in his fight. A projected fight that could be a great one before it's all over later on in '93.
Oh, it's going to be an amazing fight. It's going to be the fight that goes down in karate history.
Well, Joe Corley's up in the ring now, and the man that has just enjoyed another successful defense of one title and regains another, Jean-Yves Thériault. The Iceman's with Corley up in the ring.
Jean-Yves, you said that you left part of your soul, part of your body back in France last June. Is it back?
Yeah, unfortunately, as you can probably attest to the beginning, I was a little bit nervous. I went throwing some heavy leather, and I think I might have overdone a little bit, which meant that I'm tired at the end of the fight.
We felt there at ringside that if it hadn't been for the mouthpiece fiasco over in his corner, the fight could have ended in whatever round that was, 1 or 2.
I don't know what happened about the mouthpiece. I know that I knocked him down, but he's tough. I mean, I hit him right on the forehead, and he got back up and ready to go again.
Well, you hit him on top of the head. He went down. The Iceman seemed to be there. The finisher was there. Inside, you were catching those kicks on the arms, elbows, on the lower hips. Was that part of your game plan, to fight inside with those kicks, or were you planning to move out of the way?
Well, you know, I thought, as stupid as I am, I thought that I would go and mix it up with him. And the kicks, he's really, really powerful. And they don't give up, you know. They throw kicks to the elbow, and the elbow was digging into my pelvis. And so somebody's going to make some money doing chiropractics on my body.
Now, we're going to see 2 knockdowns from you, round 3 and round 9. Tell us about them.
Okay, well, I mean, Leo is not a tough fighter. I caught him coming in, beat him to the punch. You know, you saw the jab just kind of floating there, and I beat him inside. I didn't go over top. I went inside and hit him right on the
This
chin.
is round 9. Tell us about this knockdown.
Well, he's a little bit sideways, and I can see where it is now, and bang. I don't know that he expected some kicks to the head. I hadn't thrown there prior to this one, so got him right in the temple.
Well, we understood that this was going to be your last fight in Montreal, but I understand that there's already a petition underway to get you back here to fight in the Forum. We're here with Victor Thériault. Victor, any chance that a Jean-Yves Thériault Rick Rufus fight could happen in Canada?
I tell you, that would be a barn burner. We've seen Rick the Jet Rufus really showcase his talent with against Jersey Long, and Jean-Yves, it's a lackluster finish, ending in a disqualification. But I'm extremely pleased by the way he performed tonight. He showed that his back is in tip-top. I think he sent a message also to another person from Holland, which his name is Rob Buchanan, which I hope we can put that fight together here. And Rick the Jet, that will be the Ali Fraser fight of karate.
Jean-Yves, one final question for you. At ringside, we said there are a number of matchups available, including you and Rufus and Cayman and Snoo and all kinds of combinations thereof. Talk to me specifically about Rick Rufus. How would you see that fight shaping up?
When Rick Rufus comes along, I'm going to think about him in due time. Right now, I just want to go and celebrate with my fans. Thanks.
Jean-Yves Thériault, the Iceman is back. Anybody that's paying attention out there can see that the Iceman is back. Who comes next is yet to be determined.
Well, Joe, the answer to that question may be very near, because from the U.S., Rick the Jet Rufus ran his record to 40-1 with his 5th round TKO victory over Jersey Long, and says he's ready for the Iceman. And the Thériault regained his ISKA title and defended his PKC title, as Leo Deschenaux couldn't conform to the ISKA kicking rules and was disqualified in the 11th round. And now, nearing age 38, Thériault still the king of the hill. An exciting night of kickboxing for Cynthia Rothrock. Joe Corley, this is Sam Smith. Good night from Montreal.